Hey Theater Inspires! Welcome to Make It Sparkle, a series to get ideas and inspiration for your theater and dance shows. This video is about acting, and it features Robyn Cohen. Robyn has been acting professionally for over 25 years in theater, film, and television. She was on the national tour of Cabaret, has been in works of playwrights such as Shakespeare, David Mamet, John Patrick Shanley, and the list really does go on and on. Robyn also appeared opposite Bill Murray in Wes Anderson's The Life Aquatic. Robyn is super passionate about acting, as you'll see, and also a wonderful teacher of the craft. Hope you enjoy this and get some fresh ideas.
There is no theoretical process of discovery. The actor goes off and, what I would, if this was community theater, yeah, I would say make sure that you enforce and reinforce the value in whether you're in rehearsal with your other actors or not, getting up on your feet in the language, in the song, over and over and over. I rehearse things so many times, it's countless. I lose count of how much repetition is involved. It's called rehearsal, but rehearsal wants to come out of just the theater space or the rehearsal rooms. The rehearsals that you do on your own are the ones that are going to be the difference that makes the difference, because it's not enough time in the actual rehearsal rooms. So I would encourage a director directing actors in the community theater, charge them with and excite them with being as excellent as they can be in this material by doing it over and over and over and trying it different ways and having creative joy in being in the hands of this great writer and speaking the speeches and trying it out and talking to your teddy bear, whatever, doing it while you're dancing around the room. So there's no way around that. There is no mystical, theoretical, philosophical, or spiritual praying to the acting gods to unite for a good performance doesn't work. And I would tell them that. I might tell them that. And I would encourage anyone to fall in love with the writer and get to know the playwright, or get to know the screenwriter, or fall in love with the writer. Because at the end of the day, it's follow the writer. The actor has to follow the writer. It's not about, what I would tell the actors in community theaters, that it's not actually about you. It's about delivering a story that was blood, sweat, and tears for that writer to create, and finding out what they meant to say and doing everything you can to fulfill upon that. It's about meeting the writer. And it's a beautiful and healthy and creative symbiosis unlike any other. I just worked in the live theater again since the pandemic after 2 years. John Patrick Shanley, who wrote Moonstruck and of course the Pulitzer Prize winning the play Doubt, he was very busy over the pandemic, and he created 3 new plays, and he had some actors, including myself, perform his plays this past week in Los Angeles. So we were on stage again after 2 years away from the theater. John Patrick Shanley is sitting 4 feet away watching his plays be performed. And that symbiosis of, what these writers dared to talk about, to feel. It is up to us to honor that by doing everything that we can. Physically, movement for actors, vocal work, script analysis, repetition. We had very little in-person rehearsal, but you better believe, again, I hundreds of repetitions right before I would show up in front of the writer, and exploring it and breaking my heart over it, just like he did when he wrote them. So I would offer that to a company of artists. Do it over and over and over. The promise is that you'll discover something newly. You'll go a little deeper each time. It's always doing it again, especially when you don't want to, because sometimes those are the best rehearsals. One of the ways to rehearse is to improvise, or we call it particularize a scene. If you're trying to understand a scene that is, I asked her to the prom and she said no, and that's the scene, you improvise, ask her on a date and say no, and just say it in your own words, how you would feel, what that would be like. Forget the script for right now. So improvisation is wildly useful. It's one I implement all the time with my students and for myself. So I can kind of feel around what's the truthful behavior in my own words, how I would say this, or what this would feel like in an analogous situation. It's not the script exactly. It might have some some parallels, but just sort of seeing, okay, I've just been dumped, go, and then have the actors have it out, and then put the dialogue on top of that truthful behavior. So that's one way that it's wildly useful.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you've done Clue on stage and have ideas or tips to help other directors make their show a success, be sure to include it in the comments below.